Breaking the cycle of mistakes. How to break the repeating cycle of mistakes? It's a good question. In India, there is one famous cap, and it is called the Gandhi cap. This cap was invented during the 1930s. It was a declaration of freedom fight against the Britishers. And since it was introduced during the non-violence movement initiated by Mahatma Gandhi, the cap was called Gandhi cap. And a Gandhi cap is always white in color. The white color is its trademark. Mahatma Gandhi rarely donned this Gandhi cap. You may hardly find a photo of the Mahatma wearing the Gandhi cap. But still, the cap became a brand of the Indian freedom fight. It became a very popular cap amongst the followers of Mahatma Gandhi. A Gandhian cap is the easiest cap to make. Within few minutes, you can tailor make a Gandhi cap. When there are no elections or anti-establishment movements, you can use the cap to carry some fresh vegetables in it, or some medicines in it, or just anything under the sky. It is a multi-purpose cap. You can use it as a cap during elections, and then you can use the same cap as a safe wallet during spare time. And it became a very popular cap in India, so much so that for every election, people would buy these caps and don it on their heads so that they too become a Gandhi. And these Gandhi caps were sold mostly during the election times in India. When there is an election, everybody is a Gandhian. Once the election is over, people forget all about Gandhi. So Gandhi caps were in great demand, and an old man was doing great business. He was rushing from one town to another selling Gandhian caps. One day he was coming from home from a nearby town. He was tired. The business had been really great. He had sold almost 100 caps. Just 50-60 caps were left in his bag, and he was tired. On his way, there was a huge banyan tree, and it was so welcoming. It had the perfect shadow to comfort a traveler. And so the old man stopped and took some rest underneath the tree. He fell asleep. When he woke up, he saw that his bag of Gandhi caps was empty. He looked up and he saw that there were many monkeys on the tree, and they all had stolen his Gandhi caps. They all were looking Gandhians because they had donned his Gandhi caps. Every monkey had the Gandhi cap on his head, and they all were looking Gandhis. He felt as if the whole party of Gandhis was on his head, smiling, teasing, and donning the Gandhi cap. It was fun for the monkeys, and the man also enjoyed. But then he thought, all the 50 caps are gone. What to do now? How to get these 50 caps back? And then he remembered that monkeys are imitators. Only one cap was left on his head, so he shouted, Abracadabra, just to catch the attention of the monkeys, and they all looked at what was going on. Then the old man threw away his cap on the ground. The moment he threw away his cap, all the monkeys threw away their caps. They were imitators. He collected the caps, laughed loudly, and went home. The next day, he had a severe fever. And so he called his young son and said, Today you go out to sell the caps. But remember, on your way back, you will come across a huge banyan tree. You can take some rest underneath the tree, but be careful. The tree has many monkeys. And he told him the whole story of how he had tricked the monkeys. He said, "If the same thing happens with you and the monkeys steal the caps, do this. First shout out, Abracadabra, and then throw away your cap, and you will get all your caps back. In case something like this happens, remember, I have already alerted you. Just be safe." So the son set out. It was a sunny day, and he was able to sell a good amount of caps. Only some 30 caps remained. On his way back, like his father had told him, he saw the huge banyan tree. And since that was the only tree in that whole locality, he was tired. He took rest underneath the same banyan tree. When he was asleep, all the monkeys came and took away the caps. When he woke up, he looked at his bag and found that the caps were stolen. He knew who the culprit was. He remembered his father's words. He looked up and he could see the monkeys donning the Gandhi cap. And it was truly an experience looking at the swinging, dancing monkeys with caps on their head. It was fun. They all looked Gandhians. The young man remembered the trick that his father had shared with him. He shouted out, "Abracadabra," and the monkeys became angry. He shouted again, "Abracadabra," and the monkeys became angrier. And then the young man threw away the only cap that he had on his head. And then he looked up to see if the monkeys would imitate. But this time something else happened. Instead of imitating him, one monkey came down and took away the cap that he had thrown away. So even that last cap was gone. What went wrong? He had followed exactly what his father had advised him. He started wondering, and he wondered, but he couldn't find an answer. What was the secret? The secret was that, like his father, the monkeys were also alarmed by their fathers. They were advised against repeating the mistake of imitating and thereby losing the Gandhi caps. Man is slow to learn than the monkeys. And who would disagree with this fact, especially after listening to this wonderful and insightful story? And that is how you continue to commit the same mistake again and again and again, because unless you come out of the darkness of ignorance, you are going to commit the same mistakes again and again. Mistakes happen when you are not living your life with awareness. Mind is habitual because mind is mechanical. Whatever you feed the mind, whatever you train the mind operates like a robot. Being unaware is like driving the mind in total darkness. And so mistakes are bound to happen again and again. Life repeats itself mindlessly unless you become mindful. It will go on repeating like a wheel. Committing a mistake is not a crime, but committing the same mistake again and again is a clear indication that you are totally ignorant, so much so that you haven't learned anything from the mistakes you have committed so far. But how does learning happens? Learning happens only through awareness, self-awareness. Self-awareness gives you the capacity to learn from your mistakes as well as your successes. It enables you to keep growing. The monkeys committed a mistake of imitating the old man, and in that they lost what they had gained. But those monkeys were not common monkeys, certainly not else they have had committed the same mistake of imitating when the old man's son had attempted to trick them. These monkeys were wise monkeys. Wise people commit mistakes, and idiots also commit mistakes. The difference is the wise never commit the mistake twice, and that's the only difference. Why people make mistakes? Because they don't learn from their first mistake, then they do the second mistake, then the third mistake, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and that is how, until the web of ignorance is not broken, until people don't become self aware, until there is no awareness, people go on repeating the same mistakes again and again, repeating them their whole lives. They move in a circle, and that is what in Hindu religion this material world is called sansar. Sansar means the wheel. You simply repeat the same mistake again and again and again. Situations may differ, but the pattern of your mistake remains the same, of the same quality. There was a young prince, and he had heard a lot about the divine master Mahavira, the teacher of Jainism. I personally love Mahavira, a great saint. And so the young prince renounced everything and set out in search of Mahavira. After a very long, tiring journey, one day he found the Mahavira in a dense forest. There were many flies, thorns, and trees, and wild animals were roaming around. Still, Mahavira was found in peace, seated under a huge tree. His aura, his smile, his lingering fragrance, the prince couldn't control himself. He started crying. He touched the feet of the master and said, "I would now never leave you. I will be your shadow. Please accept me. Please do not tell me to go back. I have renounced everything." Mahavira smiled. He looked into his eyes and said, "You can stay." The prince's joy knew no bounds. He was very happy, but he was not aware of what was to come. That night, out of his love for the master, he somehow tolerated the extremely difficult conditions of the forest. The whole night he wasn't able to sleep. Flies, mosquitoes, the terrifying sounds of the wild animals, it was unbearable. After all, he was a prince. He had spent his life in luxury, so many luxuries, and now still he didn't mind. He knew he had renounced everything. The second night, things became worse. In that dense forest, it started raining. Now it was unbearable. The rainwater had started flowing in that small hut in which he was staying. He couldn't control. He decided to leave. And that moment, the Mahavira came. He smiled and then said, "Sit down." And Mahavira touched his forehead. Just a soft touch, and then the master left. The next morning, the prince came, touched the feet of the master, and said, "Master, I am speechless. Last night, by your grace, I was able to go so deep within that I was transferred to my past life. And that is when I learned that even in my past life, I had done the same mistake of leaving you halfway, mistake of leaving you to enjoy the pleasures, the luxuries of human life. And Master, oh Master, last night also I was about to do the same mistake again, but it was your deep compassion that you came, and by your divine touch, you made me self realize the mistake that I have been committing again and again, almost every life that I have been through. This is how the wheel is, the sansar is. Like the prince, we go on committing the same mistake again and again and again until one fine day, by the grace of the Divine Master, we awaken, we arise, and we change the course of our life by breaking the cycle of mistakes. The wise monkeys committed a mistake of imitating, but they were wise enough to break the cycle of their mistakes, the repeating pattern of their mistakes. And here, the word pattern is very significant. Very significant. Because in every life, the pattern of our mistakes remains the same until one fine day, like the wise monkeys, we break this pattern and liberate ourselves. And that is what moksha is. Moksha is not something that you gain after death. It is very much that you gain within this human life, in this human form, and that is how human birth is of such significance. That only if you are aware that you could realize the significance of human birth. It is in this human birth that the Buddha was liberated. Jesus was liberated. It is this human birth in which you too could liberate yourself, because the liberation of the soul or moksha is possible only through human birth, only through this human form. It is through this human body, through this human form, that you have to liberate yourself. Nobody can liberate you, only truth can liberate you, and the truth has to be seen by you. The truth has been experienced, should be experienced by you. To realize the self, to realize the eternal truth, you have to break the repeating pattern of mistakes. And to do it, you have to set out on the journey of realizing your true self. And to realize your true self, you have to dive within. You have to turn inwards. You have to stop thinking and start meditating. The journey is long, but every journey begins with a single step. You take one step towards the truth, and the truth will take 1,000 steps towards you. God is truth. Embark on your journey towards God consciousness. God is so kind that if you take one single step towards God, God will take 1,000 steps towards you. That is how deep His love is. He is waiting for you. He has always been waiting for you. To break the cycle of mistakes, to break this unending wheel of mistakes, to break and liberate yourself from this sansar, all religious texts under this sky have shared the secret with you. And the secret is surrender yourself to God. Surrender in totality instead of you driving your sansar or life. Surrender to Him and let Him drive your life, and then you will see miracles happening. Miracles that would transform you inside out. Always remember, you may take 1000 steps in the wrong direction, but it only takes one step towards God to completely turn your life around. Believe in God, believe in His process. Trust His process, He knows the best. Live with faith. Meditate.